Hello guys, and welcome to another video. So thanks to you guys, ML Sound Lab decided to team up with me again and asked me to do another review on one of their products. In case you haven't seen that video, they actually gave me a full license of my choosing for a plugin before. And even though it was a really tough decision, I decided to go with the ML5, which is basically a really nice Mesa Boogie Mark V amp simulator. And I chose that one because of the wide range of tones you could get out of it. Like I said on that video, you can actually go from pristine cleans to very heavy distortions. But I kept second guessing myself, and I'm really glad that I did, because I think that video came out great. If you haven't watched that video, just click on this. Now that they got in contact with me again, I had to choose another plugin, and again it was a really hard decision. But this time I decided to go with a very classic sound. This amplifier doesn't really have a wide range of tones like the ML5. This amplifier does one thing, but it does it great. So yeah, this time I'm reviewing the ML800, which is obviously modeled after the JCM 800 amplifier. But before we get to that, you know the drill. Make sure you destroy that like button, you drop me a comment in the comment section down below, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel like a man. Now, you've heard the JCM 800 amplifier way more times than you think. This amplifier was the metal amplifier for the 80s. Everybody and their mother used this amplifier for metal in the 80s. Most notably, James Hetfield and Metallica back in the Kill 'Em All days. Of course, Dave Mustaine from Megadeth and Peace Sales, but who's buying? The guitar slaying duo from Slayer, Jeff Hanneman and Kerry King also used the JCM 800. Of course, KK Downing and Glenn Tipton from Judas Priest, and even John Sykes from Whitesnake used this amplifier. And the list goes on and on and on. If you actually listen to the records, you'll say, but they all sound different, and you'll be right. A lot of them actually did a lot of post EQ, and of course, positioning the mic differently and switching out cabinets changes the sound drastically. And now we'll actually be able to show you that on the plugin itself. Because the great thing about this plugin is the fact that you actually get a pedalboard and 4 different cabinets that you can use with the head. But let me tell you why I chose this plugin. Every guitar amp simulator comes with a built-in JCM 800. Amplitude, guitar rig, bias effects, you name it. They all have one. But even though I never actually owned one, we had one at the studio I used to work at, and none of them actually sounded this close to the real thing. Having a plugin like this one is a godsend. As far as one amplifier head plugins, this is probably the one to get, because the actual thing, the JCM 800, is uncontrollably loud. The thing with that amplifier is that it doesn't have a lot of distortion by itself, so you need to push it. You need to really crank that puppy up to get it to break and give you that nice distortion. But it's ridiculous how loud that thing is. It's so loud, in fact, that we actually only used it for reamping tracks, and we would leave while it was doing its thing. That's how loud it is. I couldn't even turn it on in my current studio situation. But if you're after that classic metal sound, it single-handedly defined the sound of thrash metal. Okay, so let's check it out. Nice, fully licensed. Thanks, Sky. And thank you guys for supporting the channel and commenting in the comment section down below, so that people and brands can actually see that we actually have engagement going on this channel. So thanks. Okay, cool. So it looks familiar, doesn't it? Okay, so we have the input knob, presence, bass, middle, treble, master, preamp, and output, just like on the real JCM 800. And it actually sounds really good. If you go to the amp menu, we only have 2 options. We have high and low, which is the sensitivity here, because this amplifier actually had 2 channels, but they are on separate inputs. So if you want to switch them out, all you have to do is just click on here and go to low or high. And I really like the fact that the cable actually moves from high to low. Okay, so if we set it to the low sensitivity input, we're actually going to have a cleaner guitar. And it's really dynamic, so if you really dig into it, you're actually going to hear some crunch. But if you play it lightly, that's really cool. Okay, and then you have different presets for that. You have classic clean, which is what you just heard, modern clean, with a little bit more grit, vintage clean, definitely a little bit brighter than the classic clean, spacey ambience. That's kind of cool. I like that. and lo-fi delay. Nice. But this is why we get this amplifier. Okay, so right off the bat it actually sounds really good. That's the classic rock. Let's take a look at the others and see how they sound. This is the modern rock one. It's a little bit heavier. Vintage rock. I like that. Indie rock. American rock. And it gents. I don't gent, but apparently the amplifier does. Okay, so my favorite preset is actually the classic rock one. That's where you get those really classic metal sounds. And of course, we actually get the pedal board with 4 different pedals. So I'm going to use the drive, which is basically like a TS9. And I found that if you actually plug in the TS9 to this, it sounds really good. But we're only going to focus on the plug-in for now. And now it gets really noisy, so that's what the noise gate is for. Bam. Dead silent. That's a great sounding JCM 800. You could play classics all day long with this plugin. But wait, there's more. If you ever need to solo, just click the delay on, get rid of the reverb, or have them both on if you want. Okay, and last but not least, we actually get 5 different cabinets that we can use. And if you don't want to use any of those, you can actually load your own custom impulse responses here. And it actually saves the last one you've used. So this is the last one I loaded. But let's check out the cabinets that actually come with the plugin. The first one is a Wagner cabinet. Lot of meat there. The second one is actually modeled after a very limited edition / Marshall cabinet from 1996. This is a great cabinet. Cab number 3 is another Marshall, good old 1960 with the 75-watt speakers. Cab 4 is actually modeled after a Mesa Boogie 4x12 oversized cabinet, just like that one there. And the last one is actually modeled after an orange cabinet. Okay, that's a very basic review of this plugin, but I think it really embodies the tone of the classic JCM 800, and it's great to be able to get those sounds without having to have the volume of the JCM 800. So I am really glad to have it. So thanks, Kai. Okay guys, so I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I think this plugin sounds amazing, but let me know what you guys think. Doesn't it really sound like early 80s metal? Let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you liked the video, don't forget to destroy the like button and subscribe to this channel like a man. And hey, if you really want to help this channel grow, make sure you DM your friends about the channel, because I'm trying to get the channel's view count up so that I can get more guitar related content to share with you guys. So don't forget to do that. So anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time. Pat out. Metal on, dudes.